I had something on my face the first 20 minutes of filming this, and my camera just shut off. So we're doing this for the third time, but third time's the charm. Welcome back. It is a Taurus new moon out there. We are working with this Taurus and Scorpio axis. Pluto went into retrograde. What does this mean? We are deciphering the codes of who we are, understanding where we have been, making peace with where we have been, because that is the beauty of this axis. It's like, okay, shit happens, what are you going to do about it? Because Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is sensuality, it is the senses, it is the body, it is finances, it is safety, it is security and beauty. And being here, it's indulging in the human experience and its vastness by just being where your feet are, by just speaking to the camera, by just putting on nice cotton clothing, by coming back. It's coming back to the essential. And it's asking, how can we receive where we are without needing to do more? And many of us aren't good at it at all. In this age of optimization, digitalization, needing to be CEO at 25, needing to have accomplished so much, but not understanding that essentially it comes from your nervous system. So if you're not in this body, if you're not true to what is asked of you in this lifetime, what you want to be asked this lifetime, then there is a lack of equilibrium. We've lost the balance. We are recalibrating. We are coming back into balance. Pluto's gone back. We're questioning. It's going into retrograde as we're actively approaching this new moon. And this new moon is an important one because it sits between two portals. The full moon we had on the 1st, the new moon we have now, and the full moon we have on the 30th. This is a really special month. That doesn't happen often. It's like full moon, exactly central to this month. You have this new moon. So I've had a fucking shit show 2 weeks leading up to this time. I crashed after I came back from my travels, and there was a lot of internal turbulence to who I was, which was important because you need to face the turmoil. You need to, chip away the rock so it becomes a diamond. But I came across Vanessa Aldrich's work, and especially this video I've linked in my Substack. She speaks about who are you? Who are you as an artist? She reads E.E. Cummings, she reads her own artist statement, and I realized that I think about a month ago I had written this little poem. It just came to me. I was on a walk and I was like, I need to write this down. So I did. Sometimes I'm embarrassed of my spirit because I feel it to be so large, it envelops everything and leaves no false truths. I try to hide it, but my eyes swell and my stomach turns. For I am not a performer, but someone who sees blue for blue. And essentially what I'm saying is, I feel connected to everything. I feel like I'm too much. That is the narrative that has been given to me since I was a child, from teachers to just adult authority figures who thought they had some say in who I was. They always told me I was self-righteous, I knew too much. Someone in the summer I was working with was like, you have this ball of light in you and parents are probably worried for you because they think it's going to fizzle out. And I'm like, my friend, this ball of light is life. When I breathe, it is there. I've been my illest, when I've been my saddest, I still feel it's always there. It grows with the amount I allow it to, but it never goes away. And sometimes, it is, and that's life, that's the heart, that's, love. It's always there. It's literally always there. We just decide with this monkey mind, with this human mind, with this restricted and cynical mind that, we decide how much love we deserve, how much we get to be seen. I come across Vanessa's work and she posts this beautiful video and I just am like this, oh, I already know my artist statement. Sometimes I am embarrassed of my spirit because I feel it to be so large. Okay, we begin. Immediately, I'm telling you, I feel like too much. Everything I do and leaves no false truths. I can't hide anywhere. That is what I'm telling you. I can't hide. I can't for the fucking life of me. And this is also important for both this Scorpio and Taurus axis, because Scorpio digs it up and then Taurus embodies it. And with this full moon, it's like, who are you? You've dug it up. You are working and untying the knots. This is what we've been doing, you know, from the full moon with this Pluto retrograde. Because I don't know if any of you guys felt that shit. That shit was like, whoa, whoa. I thought it was love and light. Right now it is not love and light. It's always love, but sometimes it does not feel so light. And so, you know, it has been dug up. And then so you're looking through the debris of your life and who you are and like what you've come from and the situations that have built you. And you're like, okay, actually I decide what to associate myself to, and I can decide how to move forward, and I can decide to let things go. You know, Scorpio has a hard time with that, I think, as a sign. It works in this psychic space, and I think that when you work in this space, you really hold on to the material and beliefs in the physical, because that's how you ground yourself. But I think that sometimes you get so tied to the ground that you are now sinking, you are not in equilibrium. And so we've dug it up, we've unveiled it. And you can try to hide it. As I say, I try to hide it, but my eyes swell and my stomach turns. I had a roommate one of these years in university, and she was so obnoxious, and it made me so angry that I started to get flare-ups in my face. And I remember having a conversation with someone, and they were like, is anyone making you angry right now? And I was like, shit, actually, yeah. Like, I've been so frustrated because I have this loud-ass roommate. And they were like, there you go. There you go. And then I tell you, for I'm not a performer, I don't know how to perform. As much as I am maybe sometimes flamboyant in my expression, or, you know, I'm honest. I think there's this, when you are honest, it's intense, and I think sometimes people can take that as performance, but for me it's just like, this is who I am. And because you've been put through conditioning that makes you believe, as we all have been put through it, you know, life, that makes you believe that you have to mellow it down, you think that I'm performing. So I say, I am not a performer, but someone who sees blue for blue. So I'm telling you, I'm posted up, and I can't fake this shit, yo. It's important to know where we are, where we're going, what we've come from. But I think that, like, we know so much that we have forgotten how to be in the body. We have over-intellectualized everything out of fear of direct experience. Like, look at it. Our culture is obsessed with wellness and optimization, which I think is important. Don't get me wrong. There's people who do it really well. There's people who have, like, companies that focus on health for athletes, for CEOs. You know, there's, like, brands that focus on cotton, athleisure. I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm saying the general narrative is, I don't know how to be still in my body, so I will seek till it destroys me. And this new moon is like, it's forced you to look at the debris, but it's also forcing you to be here. Because at a certain point, you get so uncomfortable with your bullshit, and you read the paper, you read the script, and you're like, how many more times am I gonna have to read this shit till I do something? And then you realize you can just put it down, or you can rip it up, throw it away, and walk away, and write it again. Start the play over. I don't know. So I think that there's this beautiful in-between right now where it's like, we got 2 weeks till the full moon. Who are you? You know, what is your artist statement? Who are you? What do you make people feel? You know? And once again, going back to Vanessa's work, what she's doing is so important, because I think as an artist, that's not something you think about. And I'm sitting on the weekend at this, just out with my friends after this exhibit of this artist. So I had gone to an exhibition of 2 artists, and then I was out, and then someone introduced me. I'm like, oh yeah, she's an artist. This is Alex. This is an artist. And it was funny because prior to this, 2 minutes prior, this guy came up to me. He's like, so are you an artist? And I was like, no, like I study and I work for an artist. And then this interaction ends, this guy turns over, he introduced me to someone else, he's like, this is Alex, like she's an artist. And it was like, why can I let you introduce me as an artist, but I can't say it myself? And it's that, like, just, yeah, that's what I'm dealing with this week. Because I don't know why I have such a problem with, like, I always have to be, what is the point where I will let myself be here? And that's Taurus, essentially. It's being here, it's being in the body, it's being like, can you let yourself receive where you are? I got a hard time with that shit, man. And back to actually a dream I had today. Of course, it's a new moon, so I lay down, I have my little nap, because I'd gotten home at 8 a.m. And it's this beautiful dream because I'm walking down to my garden back here, and you know, my family are sat at the table and they're just having like a late lunch, like a late Balkan lunch like we would in Eastern Europe in the summer. We got the tomatoes, all the fresh vegetables, the meat. And I'm coming down and I realize how overgrown the flowers are on the field, and there's this beautiful tree and there's so many bees. There's so many bees. But amongst the bees there are bigger like wasps and hornets. And I immediately like go and get like the lawnmower because I'm like, why is no one mowing the lawn? There's so many flowers, there's so many bees and wasps. And while doing that, I had stepped like on a hornet or a wasp. And then I was like, why am I rushing to like fix this? Let me go sit on the stairs. And I just then stared at like the flowers coming up and all of like the bees and like the buzzing. And I think there's a couple of different ways you can interpret this. I'm not like a dream analyst, but I can briefly kind of look over, and bees have been used for prosperity in many different like cultures. So like family and just like sweetness, obviously the honey, prosperity, like luck, abundance, like good fortune, and like I guess receiving. But also there are wasps and hornets in there, and I think those are usually depicted differently. Like I used to have a deck and the hornet was depicted in a way that was a little bit more like sinister. It's like, watch out, watch behind your back, like don't be stung. And so it's like, maybe as we are in a season of bloom, it's Taurus. Taurus is the Empress card. This is the mother of all things. This is Gaia. This is the primordial mother. And so you have this garden that's like blooming and all these wild flowers. But by mowing it, you get rid of both the bees and the hornets. So sometimes when we experience our bloom, we also experience this duality of good things and bad things will come up, and that's okay because there's a balance. But you have to know which is which. So be careful for the bees, sure, in like a literal sense. Symbolically, it's like this is abundance and prosperity. But you gotta also, be more careful of the hornets and the wasps, because those hurt. And I think that was a beautiful new moon kind of like intuitive dream that I just had got. So I'm sharing it here where it's like, you're in bloom right now, but you need to know which is which, because sometimes it's hard. It's like the 7 of Cups card in tarot. If you know what I'm talking about here, I put it up, where it's like you have these 7 cups and they all look like they're, ooh, like we're getting a little like goodie bag, like a little treat. And you look closer and it's like one has a snake, the other one has like, gold or whatever. But then the other one's also a trick. So you need to, not everything in a golden cup is good. Not everything in the garden will bring harmony. Until the next video, my Substack is the Popova paper. I should probably know. I'll link it below. See you on the full moon.